This is Matt Ziegler. You're watching the Cultish Creative YouTube channel, proving anybody can talk to anyone if they're curious enough. So, something new. I want to give you a quick reflection, maybe a quick conversation starter you can steal. But either way, what I'm trying to do is give a review of something that got my curiosity turned up to 11. I want to talk about this book, The Soul of Wealth, Dr. Daniel Crosby. Man, this thing reminds me of two of my other favorite books. Stephen Pressfield's The War of Art, Rick Rubin, The Creative Act, and it reminds me of it for maybe a petty reason. The chapters are so short. There's 50 reflections in this book. They're these little beautiful bite-sized ideas, and much like The War of Art, much like The Creative Act, I think what Dr. Daniel Crosby is doing here is he's giving us room to breathe after he gives us an idea. Far too often, far too many business books, far too many other philosophical-driven books, they try to just pound these ideas into our head. They don't give us any time to say, I'm going to take an idea, see it from 3 different directions, and then I can breathe on it for a second. He's doing that in this book. I think it makes it super special. It's super easy to read, and that alone puts it in the hallowed ground of getting a comparison to a Pressfield or a Rubin. But got some stuff to read from you. Let me give you 3 of my favorite ideas, and believe me, there are many. I want to read this quote. Humankind finds itself at a strange crossroads. We know intuitively that true wealth, real wealth, soulful wealth, is about far more than mere money, yet far too often we act as though money is an end unto itself, sacrificing some of the richest parts of our lives in its pursuit. Soul's a problem here. You know this, right? He put this in the title, like people don't like that word. It's weird. So he's going to explain it. In the introduction, the concept of soul is defined as emotional or intellectual energy or intensity, especially as revealed in a work of art or an artistic performance. Without intentional awareness, the shallow pursuit of wealth can strip wealth of its essence. However, by engaging in thoughtful introspection, experimenting with new ways of being, and pursuing soulful living, money can serve as the transformative tool it is meant to be. This is a huge idea because what he's helping us understand is that creativity lives here. Soul is that gap. It's this like space that Rubin would describe, that Pressfield would describe as it's where there's room to have an idea and for you to have that reflection. The intentional awareness that he talks about as representative as the soul of the things that we make, the things that we teach, the things that we protect for others is the most important unit of measurement. That's why this title works so well. I'm going to flip ahead a little bit. This is the idea about there's no creativity without emotion. What causes people, including you, remember, you're not special, to act so wildly? You're not that special. It's all about emotion. I'm not either. Emotion colors the lens through which we see the world. It is a tendency psychologists refer to as the affect heuristic. Individuals in a euphoric emotional state commonly overlook risks and overpay. On the flip side, those in despair tend to see risk around every corner and can be paralyzed by inaction. I wanted to highlight this one because not just you can't do anything without your emotions, but your inconsistencies, your not specialness, the idea that we have names like affect heuristic. He's not pounding us with a list of biases. This is really important in this literature. That's really a simple way to go. Let me tell you all the things that are wrong with you. He's not doing that. He's just saying, we're not special. We have words for these things, as a clinical psychologist can tell you and we can write about, but those emotions are the table that's set for every decision we make in life. A beautiful way to talk about it in a chapter titled Emotion, Why You Should Beat It and Join It. And then last but not least, one more thing, one of my favorite parts, he talks about what soul is not towards the end of the book. And I think he uses a metaphor for this, but it's a direct and anecdotal metaphor that I love. He reminds you that soul is not your stuff. You don't make your stuff. You might make the money that you then take to get your stuff, but you're not your stuff. He says, direct quote, I have a closet full of Jordans, but a vertical that's not going to break any combine records, a baseball card collection that cheaply masks my inability to hit a curveball, and a library that is equal parts knowledge repository and pretentious conversation starter for visitors to the house. That's an idea right there. Soul is the thing that we make. It's the intentional awareness of being human, even with success, even with books under your belt. Like he's got, what is this, book number 4, book number 5? The psychology of chasing and gathering up money is not the actual thing that gives life meaning and purpose. Crosby's still just a guy. Gwen Stefani's still just a girl. And we're all just another person with a song to sing. So you might as well sing it. Eclectic. Daniel Crosby, love the book. Thanks so much for the copy. Pre-order it now, out October 23rd, 2024. Listen to Daniel Crosby's conversation with me on The Intentional Investor, on the Epsilon Theory YouTube channel, Matt Ziegler, Cultish Creative. Like, subscribe, all the things, and I'm out.